What's the most embarrassing / cringy thing you've accidentally shown someone, or something they accidentally saw while using your phone or computer? I was kind of on the flip side of this when my uncle was going through pictures of my baby cousin on his phone and swiped too far to show me a picture of my auntie standing completely naked in a doorway. The image is still burned into my mind. My partner showed his friends some pictures from a vacation years ago and he scrolled too far back and he accidentally showed them my nudes. I was 5 feet away and died. Dude I used to lift with. His phone is face up on the floor next to the bench bar. Literally every day at the gym she'd be texting pics of everything. What's funnier is she'd be texting him, "Come home to have this," and he'd just keep lifting. It was odd. Handed my mom my phone to show her a picture of something or other. Didn't think. Next thing I know, she starts swiping. Mom, you need to stop. Right now. Swipe, why? I never get to see your pictures. Swipe, swipe. Stop, attempt to grab phone. Look of horror on mom's face. Because I have pictures of my dick on there. In my younger years working in desktop support, we had a guy complaining that his computer was running slow. It was literally full of horse porn. This was back in the 90 MHz Pentium days and long before people had anything better than a 57.7 baud modem in their house. I had to show my boss and point out that obviously, this guy was using company bandwidth. We had a fractured T1 at the time that we paid out the nose for, to download non-work related material onto his company laptop. Clearly in the office. This was also the same dude who got caught putting breast milk in his coffee. So there may have been a few issues there. Was talking to some cute girl, it was going well, and gave her my phone to add me on Facebook. Her profile was the first profile on the recent Facebook searches. That would be when my sister saw my vlog. We recently reconnected. We had been estranged because of my absolutely insane mother. We were laughing, talking, just generally catching up on 20 years of life, and of course we were showing one another pictures of our families / houses / friends. I thought, oh, I'll pull up Google Photos because then she can just open albums and see each person or whatever all at a time, and I forgot that one of the albums is called Naughty and Google Photos chose a very naughty pic for the album cover despite my begging it to choose another. I had the app open to an album of kid pics when I handed it over. She closed the album, swiped to see what other albums she wanted to look at, and I heard, oh. She told her fiancé we got to know one another really well in that first meeting. Sexy pics of me in lingerie meant for my BF. My mom saw them scrolling through pics from a trip I took. Father-in-law was looking at photos on my phone with me. I got a text from my wife that said, "I've been a naughty bitch, you need to come home and slap my ass." I turned to him and said, "What kind of daughter did you raise?" I learned that day. A. Turn off preview. 3. Do not joke about a man's daughter. I had sent nudes to a guy I was dating. This was before I realized Google Photos saved everything. I proceed to delete everything from my phone and think I'm in the clear. Well, my ex logged into my Google Photos and saw I was sending nudes and freaked the fuck out. I thought he had downloaded some hacker shit onto my phone. I figured it out, eventually. I was helping a man with some kind of intellectual impairment download a Bible app onto his phone. I had to go into his browser to search something for him, and it was all porn. About 50 tabs open, each showing what term he'd put into Google, and the search terms were the kind that a 10-year-old would use. I finished getting him the app and attempted to peace out, although not before having to tactfully decline giving him my phone number. A friend was showing us his holiday pictures and accidentally swiped too far and showed us all a selfie of his asshole, then one of his balls when he tried to fix it. My best friend convinced my girlfriend to prank me by putting up this really oddly sensual photo of a female dino character doing push-ups as the photo that pulls up on my computer when you restart it. After I was initially shocked, I actually didn't care and didn't bother to change it back. But, do you know who did care? My sister. Edit, because so many people wanted to see it. I hope my dad didn't see, but a message from FWB popped up saying something like, "I miss fucking you, slut." I shared a link to my photographer friend's website on Facebook after she and I did a project together. I body painted some models, she took the photos. What I forgot was that there was also a page of nude photos of me from a photo shoot I had modeled for. I'm not exactly shy about nudity, but I also didn't mean to show off those pics to everybody I knew. I also once sexted nudes and dirty requests to my dad instead of my BF in a drunken mistake. I went skydiving with a group of buddies. The first guy out of the aircraft got a badass slow-mo video of us all coming out of the plane after him on his GoPro. Naturally, we all wanted a copy of the video. He left us his GoPro to plug into our laptops as he went to grab his stuff out of his car. If you've never used a GoPro before, you know when you plug it into your computer, every file pops up with little thumbnails. The first guy to copy the video can't help but notice what looks like a naked girl in one of the videos. He stupidly clicks on it. It turned out to be our buddy with his current GF, and he was giving her the most violent porn-worthy throat fucking you ever saw, and to top it off, after about 5 seconds he stops, yanks her head back and hawks up a big loogie and spits it in her mouth. We all fucking lost it. We couldn't stop laughing, and he turned it off just in time before he came back inside. He ended up marrying her, and we could never look at either of them the same ever again, LOL. Not exactly accidental, but when I was 15 my mom was snooping through my phone and found a text that said, "I wish I could have a girl with boobs so big I could suffocate in them." That was a cool fun time for me. In 2011 I accidentally shown my boss a photo of my boyfriend, now husband, and I doing something quite NSFW and adult in nature. It was on a flip phone and we were outside in the sun at an amusement park, work event. Originally I was showing him pictures of my safe for work art. I take pride in my sketches and people say I'm good. Anyway, the graphic photo was dimly lit and poor quality. I'm not 100% sure if he recognized what he saw, but I quickly snatched my phone and walked away, clearly embarrassed. We didn't say much to each other after that. Lol. Bright side, my boss later hired my art skills and let me sit in the lobby. This was fast food, and aid groups of customers from schools by painting faces and make balloon animals. That was awesome. Older man caught me looking at boobs on my phone during a bus ride home. I quickly scrolled up, realizing that I was in public. He leaned over and said, "Hey, we can share." Got off 3 stops before my own. Had the minister of my church at my house. He wanted to upload music from his laptop onto my Zune. Tells you when this was. He turns it on and the Zune immediately displays a topless picture of my fiancée, a girl he's known since birth, having been best friends with her parents. He just clears his throat and says, "I didn't see that." The rest of my time with him that day was incredibly awkward, but he never brought it back up again. I was at a pool party and someone asked if they could use my iPod for the music. I obliged. He found a playlist with some songs he liked and put it in. I didn't realize it when the music started, but about halfway through making that particular playlist I experienced some heartache, so suddenly the pool party heard "Unbreak My Heart" by Toni Braxton. I ran out of the pool and was like, oh, how'd that happen? Weird, and put in some metal. Smooth. If it happened today I'd just own it and laugh, but 17 to 18-year-old me was embarrassed. I went to go visit my old boyfriend for about a week. During the trip we did a lot of things and I took a lot of photos. Stuff of art galleries, nature, us together, you know, regular trip stuff. My ex decided to get a bit NSFW and decided to partially record us doing the deed. I really wasn't paying attention while it was happening, and thought the recording was on his phone. Well, of course, when I get back my family wanted to know how the trip went and if I had any photos. I happily showed them. I'm already protective of my phone, so I was holding the phone and scrolling whilst they asked questions and dooed and dad. Then comes the video. It never played, but you know there's a thumbnail, and of course it's me in a not so SFW position with my boyfriend. I was shocked and luckily caught it straight away and scrolled past. The damage was already done though. Most of my family laughed and now it's an inside joke. Got out of it alive but still relevant. When I was 21 I had been texting my mom and my fiancé, BF at the same time. Accidentally sent my mom a nude. Rushed downstairs to find her phone plugged in, message unread. Opened the message and deleted it. Our conversation was over and it took me a few minutes to find the perfect shot for my BF, so I'm positive when we were done talking she got up and plugged it in. Her phone was next to the fridge, so I just opened the fridge door and low-key deleted it before she knew. Was also before she found out how to put a passcode on her phone, so, very close call. Had to tell my BF I was no longer in the mood after that one, lol. My gay husband is a bit closeted. 15 years ago we were dating, not yet married. He was giving a presentation in front of a room of classmates. He was wrapping up and decided to shut down his computer while another person was talking. He forgot that, when you shut down your machine, the background desktop image is projected to the projector. His desktop was a shirtless photo of me staring at the camera making a dumb cutesy face or something. Everybody giggled. He was mortified. Showing my grandfather photos of myself shooting weapons whilst I was in Poland. Swiped across one too many and a photo of a toy baby with a joint lit in its mouth. I'm not sure if he really understood what he was looking at, so I think I got off without a hitch. Years ago the internet was talking about some celebrity's nude scene with full-on dick. So I googled it because I'm curious. There were GIFs and everything. Well, later on I went to open the internet to show my mother something at dinner and there's a penis GIF just waggling around. My mechanic was scrolling through his photo library trying to show me something car related. Suddenly poop. Poop everywhere. So I took a rather artistic partially nude photo of my husband. I'm an engineer, so if something comes out artistic when I do it there must have been some divine intervention. While it is partially nude, all the important parts are on full display. As I'm moderately proud of this photo, my husband, and it gives me a racy feel to see it often, I set it to my husband's caller ID photo on my cell. My phone is in a wallet type case, so the cover is usually closed so that I don't flash everyone when my husband calls. Until I was helping a friend whose cell had died and my husband started calling to figure out where I was. She just handed me my phone saying Zed is calling. And didn't bring it up. When she talked to him later though, they are co-workers, she apparently razzed him a bit. Back when I used to browse 4chan and /b/ regularly, there were you laugh, you lose threads that people would try to derail using this banana meme. I thought some of the edits people made were funny and liked to participate in shitposting, so I had a folder on my old phone where I would save banana images and GIFs. So one day I'm trying to show my friend a picture and go to my gallery and he sees that I have 130 images in a folder named bananas, and I had to try to explain why I had so many pictures of a dumb banana on my phone. Edit, here is an album of half of the images to give you an idea of how weird it was to explain. My girlfriend and I send really weird memes to each other and I have way too many saved to my camera roll. I hate when you show someone a picture and they start just flipping through your phone. Well, my boss did that when I showed him some pictures from my Shanghai work trip and just started flipping through the memes. One time my partner started browsing through my photos, and came across 50+ photos of different kinds of Crocs because I couldn't decide which ones I wanted. I opened my laptop to put on a slideshow of my nana's life at her funeral. I was wondering why the audio wasn't working, so I turned it full volume. Love when we come together. For family time. My grandfather thought it the beginning of a sweet song, but every cousin in the room laughed real hard before their faces turned real red. My fiancée was sending me some sexy nudes on Snapchat one day. She had a bit too much to drink by this time. I got all of them, but so did one of her sisters, and a few she accidentally posted to her story. Luckily one of her female friends saw it and told her so she could delete them before anyone else saw them. Her sister snapped her back a thumbs up that said, "Didn't want to see that, but hey, nice vug. Lol." She was incredibly embarrassed naturally, and it took a while before I got saucy pics again.